Hey, I wanted to clear up something. I told you it would work on any selection. Well, there's a caveat to that. And I just made a strange selection by picking the rectangular marquee and then switching between these. If you want to add, you can click and add. If you want to subtract, you can just draw something out. So it's real easy to make a selection like this with those options. And so here, if I double click and let's say add a drop shadow, say OK, nothing happened. Well, that's because we need a fill. We need something. We need pixels here. So far, we're on a transparent layer and we have selected, in essence, Photoshop says there's nothing there. So we can fill and hit Command Delete to fill with the background color. And now we have our drop shadow. And if we double click on drop shadow, we can bring up the dialog box and pull our drop shadow out. And once again, we can change. I always urge you, don't use black. Find something that blends better with what you're working with and change, go ahead and make that drop shadow your own. And then let's say, hey, I like this, but I don't want this white. I just want a drop shadow of my shape. Now, if I get rid of the white, then the drop shadow disappears. Here's the trick. Go to Fill, not Opacity, go to Fill. Take Fill down to 0. The fill disappears. You can see right through it. Now you have the drop shadow. I'm going to hit Command H to hide my selection. And there you go. Now, I want this line out here defined. How can I define that? Well, let's open up our layer styles and let's go to an outer glow. And by default, it's yellow, and that's certainly not the color we want. So let's click on that, select our color, choose something maybe. Do we want it lighter? Do we want it darker? Maybe something a little darker. And we pick something up that's subtle and gives us the effect we want. Now, all of this is non-destructive. You can double click, get back at it, do whatever you want. I'm just telling you, there are lots and lots of options. And you may be saying with the type, hey, can I take that fill out with the type as well? Well, of course you can. Now, turn that on, select your text, get rid of the fill, and we have a color overlay that's going on. That's why that one. Then we have the pattern overlay. So there are elements of this that we would have to turn on and off in order to get the effect we wanted. So if you didn't have those on and it was just a straight bevel and emboss, well, shoot. Let's just show you. So here, the straight bevel and emboss, let's get rid of the drop shadow too and pull this up. And let's make this, let's get rid of the texture, get rid of the contour, just bevel and emboss. Let's go inner, chisel hard, and down. Click OK, take that fill off, and now we've got our colors working, and we need to adjust this because this isn't really as exceptional as I'd like. But there you go. There's an example of taking the fill away so that you can see all this, and opacity is just going to make everything disappear. So that's why you work with the fill. That's why these two options are here. So have fun with layer styles again. And I'm going to stop now because you need some time to work.